Horror Stories in York, Part 27. 12th of July 1537, Robert Aske in chains. Robert Aske, a native of nearby Selby, was one of the leaders of the Pilgrimage of Grace in 1536. The Pilgrimage of Grace was a religious and political movement against King Henry VIII after the dissolution of the monasteries. With uprisings breaking out around the country, Robert Aske led 20,000 men to march on York, demanding that the monasteries be reinstated and various other demands for the king. By the time they reached Pontefract, their numbers had reached over 40,000. The Duke of Norfolk was sent by the king to subdue the rebellion, and after promising to meet Aske's demands, Aske decided he would disband his army of men. He even received an invitation from the king to spend Christmas at the Palace of Greenwich. There the two men would meet, and the king would agree to the terms that Robert Aske laid out. He even granted him a royal pardon. However, as Aske was returning to Yorkshire, news reached the king of fresh rebellions in the north of the country, and fearing that Aske had broken his promise of a ceasefire, the king demanded that Robert Aske be arrested, tried, and executed for treason. He saw it only fit that the execution would take place here in York. And so, on the 12th of July, 1537, after being dragged through the streets of York, Robert Aske was brought here to a scaffold at the base of Clifford's Tower. There are conflicting reports of how he was actually executed, some stating that he was hanged, disemboweled and quartered, others stating he was left in chains. But all accounts agree that Aske's body, alive or dead, was left to rot, hanging in chains from the walls of Clifford's Tower. An irony that Aske's ancestor, Roger de Clifford, would suffer the same fate at the very same tower that he would later lend his name to.